Commons Archive brings neighbors into conversation through community projects, celebrations, workshops looking at histories, and bringing panelists together to share stories between old neighbors and new.
Commons Archive is a collective of people who want to carry our stories to the future generations.
It's a way to come out and find people where they are and engage folks around their individual stories and their individual oral histories and their family legacies. How do we reconnect the community? The formula that has been lost for decades. So the idea was to always try something new.
Commons Archive began as an exploration of the Golden Gate neighborhood where Oakland and Berkeley and Emeryville come together.
This neighborhood has so much rich history.
This is where the Black Panther Party started, right there on Grove Street, where the North Oakland Senior Center is. That was the old Grove Street College.
There is a rich history in the North Oakland neighborhood of Black families having been here for decades. And with the gentrification, at least over the last 10 years, to see a lot of loss of those Black families, part of this project is to see that that history and that energy is still here.
The fabric of my particular block in the neighborhood was ripped. It had been frayed. Just those folks that I had grown up with, had been in the neighborhood for so long, so many of them were gone. We saw these neighborhoods radically changed.
Commons Archive really started from that point of how do we build bridges?
The idea and concept was based upon how the Black Panther Party always worked in the community. Each one reach one, and each one teach one. That's when you'll see real change.
The Black Panther Party used the Golden Gate Library as a meeting center. And so I started getting to know some of the neighbors through the library. We started with gathering stories.
This is where history is living. It's still where it's living today.
Black and brown families that are at the root of growing this city. This says, I want to hear you. Please, let's gather your stories, right, before it's too late.
And one of the ways that we've done that is by creating a permanent reference collection at the Golden Gate Library. And we wanted this archive to really be generated from neighbors and available to everyone. It's public knowledge for public good.
We're trying to keep your stories alive, make sure that people don't forget where you come from and the struggles that we have been through.
So we did workshops at the library. We brought different community-based organizations, neighborhood groups, and during these workshops, we had a series of listening sessions.
So this is reformulizing how human beings converse with one another, how communities start depending upon one another, because we're finding that people are very hungry for that human contact.
Just as we started doing this process, COVID hit. And so we decided that we really needed to go on a much more intimate and small scale.
The Here Here Community Billboard Truck is a neighborhood activation vehicle.
You can schedule it, sign up to have the truck come out.
The truck gives a good reason for people to come outside and be engaged with it. It's cute, it's like an ice cream truck. And on the side of it, it screams, hey, I want to be your neighbor. Come and talk to us. Let's start a conversation. We have these little pieces of paper, has a thought bubble on it. And we ask you a question or we tell you the prompt. One of them was,
what would make you feel safer in your neighborhood?
What resources do you think most effectively prevent violence?
The kinds of conversations that the truck enables us to have touch on all the biggest issues of our city and of our time.
It's really truly about, I want to know what you think. And that humanity, that connecting, it's working. It's working.
Everything that's on the truck is all coming from the neighborhood.
So the truck doesn't have an agenda. You know, it is for the community to be able to use in an authentic way.
It's really bringing people together. So it's serving a serious purpose that we need here in Oakland. This is crime prevention. This is a way to build neighborhood associations. So we need to multiply the Here Here project over and over and over again to really have the success that we need, because it's the future happiness of this incredible city.
We definitely want to pass this on. This belongs to the community. Anything that turns neighbors to each other. I see you, I know your story, right? And because when that happens, you open up. You're looking out for that person. You want what's best for that person. And that's a game changer.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?